So Donald Trump wants to reopen the country. How many Americans is he willing to let die to make that happen? Leave your comments, ding the bell, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. We are number one, right? We're number one in the world, over 500,000 coronavirus cases. We're number one in deaths. We have 21,972 people dead in the United States as a result of Trump dithering for months. Italy has 20,000 dead. Spain has 17,000 dead. But we're number one, 21,000. If you go down the list, Germany has 2,900. They've got extensive testing. They're even doing antibody testing all across Germany right now. I mentioned a friend of mine, a German friend of mine, is in the German hospital right now. They're doing antibody testing when you come into the hospital. The Netherlands has 2,800 cases. I mean, it's just, we have 21,900 cases, almost 22,000 cases. So how does Donald Trump run for re-election over the corpses of what will probably be 50, 60,000 dead Americans by the time November comes along? And perhaps many more than that, particularly if he tries to reopen the country. And that's the thing. I mean, obviously, first of all, there's the thing that Trump can't reopen the country. The governors have to do it, which is why yesterday he said, I'm going to speak to every single governor individually and let them individually work, with my plan. He's basically trying to take credit for something that he's not going to do. But at the same time, he's got this problem with blame. How does he shift the blame? Because if he starts opening the country back up, or if he starts jawboning, Republican governors and they start opening their states back up, and you got 8 of them right now that are still wide open, but that crap is going to hit the fan very soon. But how does he place the blame on somebody else? We got the clue yesterday. Now, I did not watch this, but I read about it in the paper, which I think, just as for your mental health, right? Anything Trump says that is of any consequence whatsoever in these briefings, you can read in the newspaper. And this is in the Washington Post. Phil Rucker writing about it. Well, yesterday, Trump read the names of 200 business executives. Now, why would he do that? Why would he say these 200 people are advising me on how to open the country? This is our Open the Country panel. Why would he do that? Well, here, let me just share with you. This is from today's Washington Post, Phil Rucker's piece. The debate this week has been The debate this week has been over how to implement the return to work, what data could be used to justify the decision, and how to build public support for it to provide the president maximum political cover, according to one senior administration official who did not want to be quoted, and a second person who had been briefed on this. Trump's advisors, Phil Rucker writes, are trying to shield the president from political accountability should his move to reopen the economy prove premature and result in lost lives. So they are trying to mobilize business executives to buy into this plan so that if it does not work, the blame can be shared broadly, according to 2 former administration officials familiar with the efforts. So let me just speak for a moment to the billionaires, millionaires, multimillionaires, and CEOs whose names Donald Trump read yesterday. You guys are the suckers. You guys are the ones who are going to get stuck holding the short straw. You guys are the ones. Donald Trump is going to be reading that list of 200 names again in November when he's running for president, and there's 50, 60, 100, 200,000 dead Americans as a result of his incompetence, his failure to do testing, his failure to do planning, his failure to acquire PPE and other things like that, ventilators, his willingness during January and February to ship tons of PPE and ventilators and other equipment overseas. We actually have been shipping this stuff all around the world throughout January and February. depleting our own stocks, his stealing it from governors. I got a story on that we'll get to in the third hour of our program today. So when all of that stuff hits the fan, Donald Trump is going to be going, well, Tim Cook of Apple told me to do it. I mean, get ready, guys. Donald Trump has just put you in the crosshairs. Donald Trump never takes responsibility for anything. He never has his whole entire life. He either finds somebody to scapegoat, like he's trying to scapegoat the World Health Organization right now for his own damn failures. That was the other point of his White House rally yesterday. And let's start calling them White House rallies, because that's what they are. His White House rally yesterday, in addition to announcing his sucker list, was also, well, it's not my fault that 22,000 people are dead in the United States. That's the fault of the World Health Organization. We're not going to give them any more money. This is what Donald Trump does. This is what he's done his whole entire life.